If there's one guide I wish I had when I was younger, it'd be this one. I used to be terrible at texting girls. I'm gonna give you a warning now. This might make you cringe. However, it is real as hell, and I think you need to hear how bad it can get, okay? Okay, so I used to think that effective Riz was sending Doge memes to girls in my class who I liked. I shit you not. I literally sent girls that I had crushes on Doge memes, and also like troll face memes as well. And I would type in such a feminine way as well, like XD with these little like cutesy faces and stuff like that. Oh, it's terrible. Jesus Christ. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but it wasn't very effective in terms of attracting women into my life. When I entered secondary school or high school, in the first year of being there, I actually got 3 girlfriends. No idea why. I didn't do any outreach. I didn't go up to girls and like say, hey, I like you, I think you're beautiful. Funnily enough, all 3 of my girlfriends actually approached me in that year, and it became very apparent very quickly to them that I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I remember one time I was walking through the playground and one of my girlfriends wanted to hold my hand, and I was like, no, we can't hold hands, it's gay. And then shortly after that, we broke up. Anyway, outside of the first year of secondary school or high school, I didn't get any girlfriends. I continued to have interest from girls, but we were matured enough now for those girls to not sort of approach me and, you know, hand me a fucking note in class and say, I really like you, you know. So it was then up to me, and I didn't have any sort of imperative to go up to a girl that I found attractive and, you know, say, hey, you're attractive. So I didn't get a girlfriend in all of secondary school, but I did have a few love interests, and I did end up texting a few of these girls. And beyond my Doge meme days, another issue I had when I matured a bit more, maybe when I was like 16 or 15 or whatever, is obviously I started to get a lot more, you know, sexually active. Not active in the sense that I was actually sexually active, but I began to be horny, you know? So another issue I ran into when I was texting girls who I liked was that I was insanely unhinged and uncalculated with how outright sexual I was when I was texting girls who were potential love interests for me, or, you know, potential sexual encounters for me. And I'm sure this is a common issue that a lot of guys run into. You get some attention from a girl, maybe she shows a bit of interest, and you put girls on this pedestal in your mind, and you jump straight to the conclusion which you want as a man, which is what drives us all, which is sex. And you think the best way to actually attract that girl is by just jumping to your selfish conclusion, which is the sex. So you start sexting like crazy, bro. You're fucking saying some mad unhinged shit, you know, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna fuck your brains out, I'm gonna fucking tie you up, I'm gonna fucking spank you, and all of this deviant shit, right? And in my heart of hearts, I am a bit of a, you know, anyway. Funnily enough, I seemed to attract women who were just into some like fringe freaky shit. You know, I don't know what it is about me. Just maybe it's just like that quiet nerd kid who sort of just kept to himself, and that really just attracted a certain type of woman into my life. And it was very easy for me to begin sexting in like a super unhinged way when I was talking to these girls, because they are also unhinged, like daddy issues-esque, you know. The thing is, whenever I text a girl this way, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do this to you, and by the way, I had no receipts to back up my claims, okay? I was saying like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking... What do I even... Jesus, man. I was a complete virgin with very, very little sexual experience. So like, I was saying all of this shit that I wanted to do, but the reality was, if I was to meet these girls, I would probably be like very timid and like, will you let me hit? So I can't back this shit up. The reality was, like, when I text girls this way, it never actually came into fruition. It never became a reality. And whether that's down to me having incredible social anxiety, or my awkwardness, or that I was sort of afraid to have sex with these women. Having sex for the first time is hard enough, right? It's like jarring as a man. You have expectations, you have the expectation to perform, but the way I texted and the expectations that I set upon my sexual encounters made it almost impossible for me to actually make these things a reality. I didn't meet any of the girls really that I would talk like this through texting to actually have sex with them. So I want to make this video for you boys who are struggling with texting women. Either you're sending super unhinged, very forward sexual messages, okay? Or you are at the Doge meme era where you're sending just like the most beta pussy fucking texts ever to a girl, and you're failing to conjure up any sort of sexual attraction or chemistry between you through your text game. Believe it or not, I am not a promiscuous man at all. I'm really not. But something I'm very good at nowadays is text game. I am very, very, very good at text game. So good that a lot of my friends actually come to me for advice for text game. They say, Sam, she said this, what do I say? And I usually have a very, very good response. I'm not sure why I've developed this skill. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time texting girls rather than actually going out and meeting them. Because if you don't know, I had very heavy social anxiety and depression over about a 7-year period of time. But obviously, as a man, I still wanted my sexual gratification and I wanted like an active sex life in some sense. So I've spent a lot of time texting girls and I've developed a very good text game. So I want to share some of my wisdom with you guys now as to how you actually effectively text a girl without being unhinged, uncalculated, and you actually build this fucking like energy between you. She's absolutely intrigued by you. You know, she's fucking on the reel. She's like, I want to know more. I want to know more. But a lot of men fuck this up because they're either awkward or they're way too forward, okay? Now guys, the art of seducing a woman is the slight doubt that you maintain between your attraction to one another. I hope you understand what I mean there. You're not outright saying to a girl, I am attracted to you, I want you to be my girlfriend, I want to fuck you. It's the subtle flirting and the playfulness that maintains that allure but doesn't give it outright. Do not give it outright. Never text a girl saying, you're well fit, I want to take you out. Because the game is done then. She knows your intentions. There's no fun there for her, and she's very likely to just move on. It is a very slow and delicate dance that you have to play with a woman to attract her. I'll show you exactly what I mean with this James Bond scene that I'm going to show you now, which is just such a fucking good scene. And if you want absolute textbook flirting game, this is the scene that you need to study, okay? This is fucking perfect. And classic Bond, by the way.
Magnificent view.
It is, isn't it? Too bad it's lost on everybody else.
Okay, so real quick, imagine if Bond just said, nice rack! It wouldn't work, would it? It just fucking wouldn't work because it's outright and the game's done. But he maintains that playful energy by suggesting that he finds her really attractive but not outright saying it, okay?
You believe in bad luck?
Let's just say our relationships don't seem to last.
I know the feeling. Predators usually appear at sunset.
And why is that?
It's when their prey comes out to drink. Too strong for you?
I can learn to like it.
So
If I
fucking
have
good.
time.
How much time have you got?
Until dawn. What about you?
Oh, I'm just here for the birds. Ornithologist.
So there's also an air of mystery, right? This works really well with talking to women. When I was single and I would see an attractive girl that I like, I wouldn't actually tell them who I am and what I do because it's kind of lame. If I just said to a girl like, oh yeah, I'm a YouTuber, it's actually a cool job, to be fair, but I would keep an air of mystery about me. I would say something stupid like, I'm an ice cream man. And Bond's doing that exact same thing here. I'm just a fucking bird watcher. So that's another element that you want to maintain through text as well, is keeping an air of mystery about you. And it's a bit harder through text because they probably have you on Instagram, they probably know who you are, but maybe they don't know what you're doing on a day-to-day basis all the time. Maybe you're a busy man, you know? You can maintain some mystery about you. And it's also got this predator and prey riz going on, which is just fucking excellent. I'm the predator and you're my prey. You're gonna get it.
Ornithologist, huh? Wow. Now there's a mouthful.
Wow.
No owls in Los Albanos. Nothing to see till the morning. Not out there, anyway.
Oof.
do predators do when the sun goes down?
They feast like there's no tomorrow.
Oh. See, imagine if he just said like, oh yeah, I want to fuck you, instead of saying something like, I feast like there's no tomorrow. Imagine if he just said, oh, well maybe you should like just come back to mine and find out, you know what I mean? Just fucking dead riz, bro. You've got to keep that alluring, playful, like, am I attracted to you, am I not? I don't know, you know? We don't fucking know just yet. I mean, this is fucking a brilliant scene, man. And she's good at flirting too, by the way. She's good. Like, guys, sometimes you're gonna speak to a woman and she's just not game. She doesn't want to flirt with you. That happens, it's fine, move on. But once you find a girl who has a base level of attraction to you, you're gonna be able to have experiences like this where you can like just play with her, you know, and maintain it. God, look at that eye contact. She is so into him. And the reason she's into him is because every single other dude who sees her come out of the water looking like that, sexy, got the fucking hips moving, right, as they go, nice rack! Wow, you're really attractive. Have you got Instagram? Bond maintains the slight doubt that he just wants to fuck her, and he keeps an alluring mystery around him, and this drives women insane. She's thinking about who Bond is, what he actually does, what his intentions are. Bond's living in her head rent-free. Fucking fantastic scene. And you need to maintain this exact energy through text, rather than being a chump, sending her Doge memes, or just being really outright with your intentions. You're really fit. I want to date you. You know? The slow, subtle dance of flirting, which Bond absolutely fucking crushed there, and I bet he had an incredible time with that chick. And he does, because I've watched the film. How do you learn to carry yourself in this way? It's not by watching videos like this. Watching videos like this will help you make more calculated, better decisions, but you can't just watch videos like what to say to a girl, because that's super autistic and rigid, okay? You're not gonna be able to flow like butter, like Bond just did. You're not gonna fucking have a one-liner, which always works. You're gonna have different scenarios when you're texting women. Maybe you know her from school, maybe you know her from work. You need to be able to come up with these lines based upon how you know her and who you are. So you're not gonna watch like a video like, here's what to say to a woman. You need to learn the theory, okay? The theory behind this, and this is the theory. Mystique and the subtle dance of flirting. But how you actually get good at this is by becoming comfortable in your own skin. If you're not comfortable in your own skin, if you don't carry yourself like a man, you're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be able to invite women into your life in this way. Bond's riz work because he is fucking Bond, bro. There's no shortcut to this. Focus on becoming 1% better every day. Keep tallying wins on your tally board, okay? Small or big. Waking up on time, small win. Making $10,000 in your business, big win. Keep doing that, and that's going to update your self-esteem to the point where you actually carry yourself like a man of value who is worthy of these interactions. And it will also translate directly into your text game. And guys, don't text too often, okay? Don't be sat there like fucking anticipating her text, like, oh God, I hope she bloody replies quick. Because women can sense that, they can sense that desperation, and the fact that you're like instantly fucking replying and constantly like wanting a back and forth. It doesn't do you any favors. You want to be a busy man. And again, if you're not busy, you're not maintaining that mystique about you. There's no mystery about you when you're 100% available for her every single time and you want to fucking small talk all day over text. It's bullshit. Texting should be simply like maintenance for when you want to actually meet her again. So you met her last week for a date. Maybe you text sometimes to maintain that energy before you meet again, okay? And there's a very easy way of doing this. Again, there's a lot of autistic advice like, guys, wait 4 hours at least before you reply. Don't worry about that shit. Just genuinely be a busy man, okay? You don't have to like follow a specific rule set. Just be a genuinely busy and interesting man. Bond doesn't have time to instant reply to his girls because he's fucking Bond. He's busy. He's doing some spy shit, okay? Sexting can be very fun, okay? I'm a big fan of sexting. But guys, save that sexting for once you've met already, and more importantly, you've already had sexual contact with this girl, okay? The reason why is because when you're maintaining this allure and this mystique and this subtle dance of flirting, it's going to build up to a point where you have explosive sex, okay? You explosively kiss. It's those very passionate love-making scenes that you see in films. The reason why they happen is because it's a very slow build-up of chemistry and energy, and it's all let out at once, okay? You don't want to be sexting until you've had that experience, because it actually takes away from that experience. You're not going to have that explosive interaction, that explosive lovemaking, the passionate kissing against the wall everywhere, okay? You're not going to have that if you've been sexting and you've been like, yeah, oh, I'm going to do this to you and all that shit, okay? It's going to take away from your experience, you know? There's only downsides to sexting until you've met, okay? Maybe things are going really well with this girl, but then you start sexting and she likes it and she sexts back, but maybe you now both feel extra pressure before you meet, and it actually puts you off having these encounters because there's now too much pressure, you know? Maybe you take her out on a date, and if you hadn't set those expectations, then she would have quite happily invited you in for a cup of coffee. But because you've set these expectations and you've been sexting and I'm gonna do this and this and this, it's adding a lot of extra pressure to both yourself and her for when you actually meet and you go on your date. She's gonna be thinking, I would invite him in, but fucking hell, like I've got to do all this shit. It's kind of scary. Like I've got a bit of anxiety about it, which is very natural. And you're basically just shooting yourself in the foot, guys. And something which really helps me when texting women, guys, is just channeling my inner Bond. What would Bond say in this scenario? And this is squashed out of young men in this day and age because we're told that masculinity is very toxic, and you know, all of your favorite superheroes who you've looked up to as a man is being fucking castrated in real time. They're destroying your image of traditional masculine men and they're replacing it with a pussy. And what I say to that is that's complete fucking horseshit. Go and watch your traditionally masculine films, avoid your modern day Disney garbage, and watch how a real man, comfortable in his own skin, actually navigates his relationships with women. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being a man, despite what social media and the mainstream media tell you, which is why I've been watching my old school traditional Bond films, and I can really recommend those ones to you as well because they're so fucking good, man. I hope this video helps you boys be a little bit more calculated when you're texting women. If you want to learn how to make money online from the comfort of your bedroom and join over 450 of my students building their lifestyles of freedom as we speak, click the first link in the description right now. Take care, boys.